worthy to share what they learned from today's session. Sanctify us, O Lord, not because we are worthy of it, but because we believe in your love and mercy, that at the end of the day, we can take home something that's amazing and meaningful. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, pero sa sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa likid mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulubing, di ka pasisigil, sa nagatang tutok sa simulan, sa langit ang pangaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang patawad mo'y tagumpay na nagdidinig, ang ituwid na karaw niya kailan ang ating magdidinig. Lumalang araw ng walang pansin ka, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
All right. So now, to formally start the program, let us now welcome our exceptionally competent Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Virginia S. Bocha. Thank you, ma'am, for spending us your time despite your busy schedule.
Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you, Gisari. Of course, to our dear President, Dr. Norberto Olavides, our Vice President for Research, Extension, External Affairs, Dr. Antonia Mendoza, our Director for External Affairs, Dr. Neil Egloso, and our Director or Coordinator for PESO, Alumni, and Internationalization. Am I right, Churil? We have Dr. Churil Cataraha, our Alumni Coordinator, Ms. Bisami Arellano. Of course, our OSDS, Student Affairs Director, Dr. Ismero, Ayan Ismero. Our Guidance Coordinator, we have Mrs. Julie Agnes Paloma. our guidance counselor and also scholarship coordinator, Mrs. Cherry Red Abilar, faculty who are here, of course, our resource speaker who will be introduced later on. Hi, sir. Our students from the College of Technology and Engineering. Good morning. I know you are muted, but anyway, good morning. I would
morning,
like
ma'am.
to tell you all that we are all happy to see you. Not yet in flesh and blood, but virtually, but we are happy to see you again. Of course, I would like to tell you that we have missed you in school, and our school has been very much ready to have you back. But of course, we have to follow protocols to keep everybody safe. So anyway, let me tell you, my dear students, it was barely 4 or 5 years ago when you came into PIT. You enrolled in your respective programs, and I'm sure you had an ambition for yourself. Do you still remember that ambition? I always ask you that during orientation programs when you were still first year. And students, do you still remember? And I hope you have kept that ambition until now. And here you are now, only a few weeks more, and you will be graduating, of course, virtually again. But my question is, what now after graduation, when you will be on your own? It had been easier, much easier, when your life as a student had been so programmed with a curriculum and schedule of activities in school, scheduled classes in school, and you were supported by your parents or your guardians for your basic needs. And you were supported by the government for your school fees by virtue of the Public Act 10931 entitled Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education that aimed and that made you scholars of the nation. The purpose of that Republic Act is to help every Filipino family, your family, improve the quality of life by you having graduated in your own chosen career, by you becoming professionals and contributing to the economic activity and development of your family, of your society, of community, and of the country. That is a big challenge. But still the question remains, what now after graduation? Paano ba? You will be on your own. Di ba nakakatakot? Hindi naman siguro. No? Not for everybody. In the 21st century that we are in, with the fast pace of technological advancement that influence our way of life, coupled with a pandemic that had a lot of implications to our economic, physical, social, even spiritual lives, or on mental health. Establishing or finding a job and establishing a quality of life has been much more challenging. It is in this perspective that the guidance office, the CASO, the alumni offices have collaborated to enhance your capacity in finding the right place, the most profitable place in the real world of work. Of course, a few months back, you just had your OJT orientation, right? Where you had a flexible learning modality. You had heard a lot of input from different speakers. But consider today as a bonus because this is the first time that we organize this for graduating students. Consider this as a bonus because your organizers, our organizers, have invited a highly esteemed speaker, resource speaker, to help you find your best place in the world of work. And he will be introduced formally later on. With this note, I congratulate the organizers. I thank the resource speaker. I thank you for coming into this webinar. And let me congratulate you in advance for your graduation, virtual graduation. With this, I'd like to welcome you all and please make the most in this webinar. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Ma'am Jen, for keeping the momentum alive as well as always keeping everyone motivated. All right, so up next, yes, ma'am. To present to us the purpose of this pre-employment coaching webinar, allow me to introduce to you the PASO manager as well as the co-proponent of this program, Dr. Gerald D. Cataraha.
Statement of purpose. Pre-employment coaching is an industry that has grown exponentially in the last decade. The goal of pre-employment coaching is to empower graduates by helping them make informed decisions about their trajectory. It's a solution-based approach to employment decisions. The coaching is done at any point during the work life of a professional. It can go from finding a student job at the very beginning of the employment, negotiating specific conditions, to guiding the students towards their next career step or transition. The pre-employment coaching will give the students the methodology and mindset to make smart professional decisions and find the best opportunities that exist, what the students are good at, and what you want from life. Thus, this activity will have the following objectives. First, give the students the tools to refine their next career step and set out a clear path towards success. Second, provide the student the key to assess their current career situation. Third, identify students' strengths and weaknesses, as well as the differentiating factors. Fourth, identify potential skills gaps and recommend actions to fill them. Fifth, define realistic goals in a clear action plan which will make it easier to organize oneself and work towards career objectives. And lastly, gain the confidence needed to build smart and convincing strategies to prove that they are the best candidate for the role. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sir Jarrell. So now to introduce our resource speaker for this webinar, let us welcome one of the proponents of this webinar, as well as the Institute's guidance coordinator, Mrs. Agnes Julie Beltran. Good morning, ma'am.
Hey, good morning. To our ever supportive President, Dr. Norberto Olavides, our dynamic Vice Presidents, Dr. Virginia Beltran and Dr. Antonia Mendoza, our key officials in PIT, to our Dean, Chairs, and faculty in the College of Technology and Engineering. The organizers of these webinars were headed by our PESO manager, Dr. Gerald Cataraha. And of course, to you, our dear students, a pleasant morning to you all. It is my privilege to introduce to you our resource speaker. He is a friend, and our speaker is already familiar to most of us. He was here with us way back 2019. Our speaker's higher education began with a degree in management and industrial engineering. He also finished computer science and acquired diplomas in macroeconomics and financial markets at the Euromoney Institute of Finance in Hong Kong, China, and visual communication at École Nationale Supérieure du Beaux-Arts in Paris, France. He has worked as a systems programmer, a systems and equities analyst, a director for research, a vice president for operations and administration, and a creative director. Presently, he is a career educator of the Director of Communication of Guidance NGO, which stands for Growth and Understanding through Information, Dissemination, and Career Education. It's a non-government education that advocates the dissemination of information about careers. Also, he is the editor-in-chief of the School Guide Paths magazine. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. June Hieronimo. A virtual clap for him, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma'am Julie, for that introduction. Before I proceed to this webinar, we have to thank, of course, the management and staff of Palumpon Institute of Technology for welcoming Guidance NGO once again. Thank you. We have to thank, of course, Dr. Olavides. Thank you very much, our president. We also have to thank Dr. Virginia Beltran, as well as Dr. Mendoza. Let us also thank, of course, Dr. Cataraja. Thank you very much for making way for this activity. And we also have to acknowledge the assistance of Ma'am Aureliano. Thank you very much. And at this point, I have to welcome the graduating college students. Okay, welcome to this webinar on pre-employment preparation. Now, before I proceed any further, I'm going to play an introduction which will give us a better idea of what we're going to cover this morning. Okay, I hope I can share a screen now. Okay. I'm sharing a blank screen, but let me just play this introduction about this webinar. Here it is. So, graduating college students, welcome to pre-employment preparation. Okay, so welcome once again to Pre-Employment 2020-2021. Conduct of this webinar. Number one, now please don't be apprehensive to share ideas. Okay, we have to be more interactive in this activity. So don't be reluctant to share your ideas, and let us not allow this pandemic to hamper interactivity. Number two, be inquisitive. Raise as many concerns as you can about ways by which you can really prepare yourselves for employment. So raise those concerns. Number three, when I throw questions, please do not shy away, because I look forward to your participation in this activity. And you may interrupt, not just raise your hand, because we have a raise hand facility in Google Meet. Okay, if you have any concerns, just raise your hand. We move on. Why are we here this morning? Why are we having this webinar? Well, when you think about it, graduating college students, everything that you've studied from preschool, elementary school, to high school, to college should lead to this, okay? Should lead to careers or jobs, okay? So I believe many of you have already prepared, are already preparing for these jobs and eventually for those careers where that you will be mastering. I think I'm in the company of students who are pursuing engineering or information technology or industrial technology, right? And let us help you. Let us give you ideas on ways by which you can really find employment after graduation. Now, there are fears and uncertainties as well, right? Though some of us have these fears, are uncertain of certain situations we'll be faced with as we look for employment. What are these fears? What are these uncertainties? Okay, one of them happens to be being jobless for several years. Okay, so some of you are looking for jobs now. What do you think is the employment situation nowadays, now that we have this pandemic? No, being jobless for several years, you must have heard of some news of what's happening. Some people are having difficulty getting jobs, right? Okay, so we will look into this as well, but this happens to be the fear, the uncertainties of some students who are about to graduate from college. And another one is pressure to support families, right? Do you look forward to supporting your family as well? Because when you get jobs, of course, you will be given these responsibilities later on, right? Some of you will have to take care of certain bills, house bills. Yes, you have to be able to help your family as well. And that is one very good reason why we have to get employed, di ba? Okay, so pressure to support families, that is also a fear, uncertain, because if you will not get jobs, o paano later on, how will you be able to support your families? And then performance at work, even if you get those jobs, will you last in that employment? Gaano katagal? Okay, ikaw mag-work. Will you be able to perform well? Will you be able to carry out your responsibilities well? Because of course, when we get to start working, what happens next? We get evaluated for the work that we'll be rendering for whatever jobs you'll be getting, right? Okay, so performance at work, maybe are you really equipped with those tools necessary for you to do well at work? That is another uncertainty. And then pressure management. Will you be able to handle pressure? Okay, so there will be deadlines when you start working. Okay, and then what else? Well, this pressure can lead to stress. That is not what we want. No, we don't want to be able to, we don't want to experience stress, because you know, stress, you cannot manage stress. Okay, stress requires therapy, and we don't want to go through that later, no? So pressure is always behind, no? So bear in mind that the pressure is already a given when you start working. Will you be able to manage that kind of pressure when you start working? And then job mismatch is also another fear, another uncertainty. Will you be able to work as an engineer? Will you be able to work as a programmer? Okay, or will you be working in other jobs? Will you be taking other jobs? Because you know, sometimes when the job that you want is not available, of course you have to settle for other jobs. Okay, so job mismatch can also happen. This is another fear, another uncertainty that can happen. Okay, so these are just some of our fears, our uncertainties that we have to face, and that is one very good reason we are having this activity. Now, a fact about unemployment in the Philippines, no? Because we really have to work into this. Have you been reading the news? Okay, what have you been reading lately? Because if you're reading the news, you should know about the employment situation in the Philippines right now. What do I mean by that? Okay, let me just share a screen with you, okay, about employment situation. Okay, anybody here, okay, have been reading about the unemployment situation in the Philippines? What have you been reading so far? Now let me just let us hear from some of our students now, no? Our participants. I'll be calling some students. You have to be able to share ideas, no? You can speak. I apologize because I cannot speak Cebuano. Okay, I cannot speak Bisaya yet. No, I'm trying to learn how to do it, but then that as I've said earlier, we have to be more interactive in this activity. You can always chat. Okay, you can. I hope you have opened your chat boxes so you can contribute ideas. Okay, what do you think is the employment situation in the Philippines now that we have this pandemic? I'd like to call on Mary Grace. Okay, you can unmute your microphone. Okay, so that you can share ideas or you can chat your ideas. No, Mary Grace, what do you think is the employment situation in the Philippines right now? Ano yung alam mo ngayon? Ano yung nangyayari ngayon? What do you think? Mary Grace, we have a participant whose name is Mary Grace. Can we hear from you? You can unmute your microphone so it will be easier so that everybody can hear you. Okay, we have to share ideas. Not as I reminded you earlier, di ba? Do not be afraid to share ideas. No, let us participate in this activity. I'm calling on Mary Grace now. Mary Grace, okay? Can you unmute your microphone? Mary Grace, are you with us? Mary Grace?
Sir, sorry, sir. Mary Grace is our guidance staff who tried to facilitate
I see, okay.
this.
I see. Okay,
sir.
I apologize for that, Mary Grace. Okay, let's call on BSI
Okay, sir,
team.
sorry, sir. I will just change her name because she tried to change it when you asked to change it.
Okay, okay. No problem. Okay, we have somebody here whose name is John. Okay, John, can you unmute your microphone? John? Si John ba is with us? Okay, where's John? Okay. Hello, John, are you with us? Oh, how about ito, si Creselito Baril, student. Tignan natin, no? Creselito Baril? Hello. Yes, Creselito. Oh, ano sa palagay mo yung unemployment situation now? Ay, yung employment situation in the Philippines right now. Ano sa palagay mo? What have you been reading? May nababalitaan ka ba?
It's hard, sir.
Mahirap. Mahirap maghanap ng trabaho. Yes, if you've been reading the news, no, may kita kayo sa news ngayon na parang people are having difficulty getting jobs nowadays. Oh, you are an IT major, right? You're majoring in IT. What do you look forward to, no? Ano yung gusto mo mangyari sana sa iyo after graduation? Of course, to get a job. What kind of job do you want to acquire? Okay, to land into after graduation. Creselito. Anong klaseng trabaho?
May major, sir.
Yung major mo? Okay, ang major mo is information technology. You want to be an information technologist. But what job, what position do you want to really land into? Ano yung gusto mo? Anong gusto mong trabaho? Gusto mo maging programmer? Is that it? Maging aircon technician. Okay. You're into industrial technology. Is that it? Is that your major? Yes, industrial technology, maging aircon technician. Okay, so paano kaya sabi mo nga kanina, parang it's difficult not to get a job nowadays. Now, what are the tools that you are using so that you can get a job as an aircon technician? Have you been checking yung mga online job opportunities katulad ng Job Street? Have you been using that? Have you checked so far? Nag-check ka na ba?
Not yet, sir.
Hindi ka pa nag-check, okay? So, maybe it's about time for us to look into the possibility, no? Because if you're going to look into what we call yung employment situation now in the Philippines, well, we have to know na medyo mahirap nga ngayon. Okay, mahirap ngayon makahanap ng mga trabaho. But then, okay, let me show you, okay, a certain situation that's already happening. Let me just share another screen. Okay. Employment situation according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. Okay, I hope you can see that on your screens, no? Employment situation in January 2021. That was 4 months ago, no? Now, right now, we are experiencing something like an unemployment rate of 8.7%. What does that mean? Now, bago nagkaroon ng pandemya, unemployment rate, okay, that was 5.3%. Ibig sabihin, nung 5.3%, there were something like 2.4 million Filipinos na naghahanap ng trabaho na walang trabaho. Okay, that is what that means, no? 5.3%. But now, okay, or in January 2021, it increased to 8.7% because of the pandemic. Ibig sabihin, at that time, no, January, around 4 million Filipinos are looking for jobs, no? Ito yung mga walang trabaho. So nadagdagan, of course, because of the pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. Ganyan ang situation na experience natin ngayon. So, ayan. So some people are saying that it's more difficult now to get a job. Now, however, let me inform everybody that there are still in-demand jobs, no? If you're going to check the news, you will find out, okay, that there is a demand for jobs in the healthcare industry. Okay, may demand for nurses, for medical technologists, for pharmacists as well. And it is also expected that many workers in the construction field will be needed. Civil, mechanical, electrical engineers, even architects in 2021. Because as we know already, we have this build project by the government, di ba? So nagpatuloy pa rin ang ating construction industry despite the pandemic. So these are the jobs that we look forward to landing, di ba? Ito yung mga gusto natin mga trabaho because you are in the industrial technology sector, okay, and engineering as well as IT. And if you look further, no, if you check the news as well, you'll find out that there are also job openings that are actively hiring as of January 2021, like call center agents, IT-enabled services. Ito pa rin ang pinaka-in-demand ngayon. It's still open. So yung mga kumukuha ng information technology dyan, okay, so good news para sa atin ito, no? And then there's also demand for government work, okay, especially in the defense side, and then human resources management, consulting as well, even education, computer, IT, software, and other specialization. So ito yung mga actively hiring in January 2021. And good news for everybody. Okay, good news is that magkakaroon ng job fair, no? May 1, taon-taon naman ito, no? At malapit na ang May 1. Next week, meron tayong tinatawag na Labor Day Job Fair. So, ayan, over 26,000 local and overseas jobs are up for grabs, no? So it'll be happening this May 1, so we look forward to that event, no? Sana we can also attend that job fair because we're about to graduate, no? In a matter of weeks, no? We're done with college education. So let's look forward to that. So that is what's happening nowadays. So mabuti na lang, many of us attending this activity, ayan, you are in that sector. So you will still have, we look forward to having these jobs. And if you're going to check Job Street actually, makikita nyo talagang marami pa rin kailangan ng mga employees for several jobs. So very important that we know that. Okay, so ayan, try to read the news and you will find out that there are a lot of good things that you can derive out of the present situation. So don't lose heart. Okay, don't feel bad that ngayon may pandemic, di kayo makakuha ng trabaho because there are still many job openings, especially for those students who are in this industrial technology, engineering, IT, okay, sector, in industry. Very important that we are aware of that. Okay, so let's go back to my screen earlier. Okay, so that's what's happening nowadays. Okay, we have to be aware of this. Okay, and that's a fact about unemployment or employment in the Philippines. No, now why do we need to get employed? Why are you looking for jobs? Bakit ka maghahanap ng trabaho? What are the things that we can look forward to? No, reasons we need to get employed. Of course, you have to earn money, right? Why do you have to earn money? Sabi nga natin kanina, of course, because you also have to support your families, and some of you are looking forward to buying gadgets. Right? Are you looking forward to buying the latest iPhone? Are you looking forward to buying the next state-of-the-art television? Okay, mga appliances, things that we'd like to be able to experience as well, di ba? Okay, so those are just some of the reasons you want to get employed, no? But we have varied reasons, but what is important is we are determined to get employed. Okay, so job hunting needs a lot of preparation. We really have to prepare for this. What do we mean by preparation? Let's look into all of these things. Okay, so you have to come up with what we call a competitive resume. Okay, a competitive resume, we have to learn how to come up with one. The interview. Okay, we have to be able to handle the interview as well, and most interviews will be online. And how are we going to handle that? Hard and soft skills. I hope you are aware of these skills that you really need to get employed. And of course, we have to develop a certain level of emotional maturity as we prepare ourselves for the world of work. Okay, competitive resume. Let's begin with preparing your resume. Have you already prepared your resume? Nakapaghanda na ba tayo ng resume natin? Okay, let's find out. Give me wala tayong thumbs up dito no? Raise hand na lang tayo. Sino sa inyo, okay, a graduating college student, sino sa inyo ang nakapag-prepare na ng inyong resume? Okay, please see those hands, no? Raise hand nga if you have already prepared your resume. Sino sa inyo nakapag-prepare na? Patingin ang ating mga hands up. Meron na ba tayo nag-prepare ng resume? Meron na ba tayo? Nobody's raising a hand yet. Okay, anybody who has already prepared your resume? Patingin. Wala pa. Hindi pa tayo nakakapaganda. Okay, so Bong has raised his hand. No? Nakapag-prepare ka ng resume. Okay, so Bong, anong linagay mo sa resume mo? Tingnan nga natin. Let's hear from Bong. Bong, can you speak, or you can also chat your ideas? Tingnan natin. Bong. Okay, what is ano bang family name ni Bong? Tingnan ko nga. Okay, Bong Salazar. Okay, industrial technology din si Bong Salazar, no? Okay, so Bong, nakapag-prepare ka ng ano linagay mo sa resume mo? Tingnan natin. You can check. John Ray Arnoco. Okay, you have something to share, John Ray? Okay. Hello, John Ray. Hello there. Okay. Baka accidentally na-unmute niya yata yung kanyang microphone. Okay, so Bong, you have prepared. So tingnan natin. Let's hear from Bong Salazar. Bong, come on. We're waiting for you to either unmute your microphone or yan. Sige. What did you put in your resume? Bong Salazar. Let's listen to Bong.
I put my resume for Pansa. kanang Pansa kanang kung sa akong experience for nani nagkadiba.
Experiences, okay? Okay, experience, of course, and your, of course, educational background. You, of course, kailangan nandyan din, no? So, yun, experiences, educational background, you have to put it there. And, of course, another very important information, of course, is your contact details, no? We should be aware of how we're going to prepare our resume. Okay, kasi yan yung unang-unang hihingin sa inyo ng ating mga employers. So very important that we know how to catch the attention of our future employer. So how do you prepare your resume? Teka muna, before we proceed any further, tanungin muna natin, ano ba yung resume? Okay, we should be aware of what a resume is. Another thing, no, kailangan alam mo rin ang pronunciation ng resume. Okay, students, I hope you already know that you should be saying it as resume. Resume. So, titigilan na natin ang pagsasabi ng resume, ha? Walang resume. You say resume. Okay?
Resume.
And S should be pronounced like a Z, as in zebra. Resume. So you have to come up with a competitive resume, huh? Because you have to catch the attention of your future employer. Another thing is we should also know the difference. Ano kaibahan ng resume sa curriculum vitae? Okay? So wag yun lang sabihin curriculum vitae. Okay? Tigilan na natin yan. Sabi niyo curriculum vitae or curriculum vitae. Pwede rin vitae. Ayan, hindi nyo makakalimutan yan, ha? Okay, that's the way to pronounce it. Either you say curriculum vitae or curriculum vitae. Resume or curriculum vitae. Ano ba talagang isasubmit mo? Okay, and some people are not aware of this. Number one that we should really be aware of, HR or the human resource managers, they are the ones who are in charge of recruitment, okay, sa pagkuha ng mga empleyado sa mga companies and organizations. The HR managers, they will evaluate a profile, your resume, in just 2.5 seconds. Okay, kasi sa dami ng applications ngayon, okay, they do not have that much time to look into all of the resumes. Isa-isa lang yan, lalo pa ngayon, everything is online, di ba? You'll just be submitting not the physical document, but of course, you're going to submit a soft copy of your resume. So, mas mabilis ngayon tingnan ng mga resume. Sa dami ng mga resume, they can only spare a few seconds just to look into them. And you have to catch the attention of the HR manager. How do you catch the attention? Of course, you have to come up with something innovative. Okay, so very important that we know that, no? Comparative. So you have to create a good impression. Okay, a first impression of the resume that you'll be coming up with. Okay. So, how do you do that? Now, what we're going to do is this. If it's going to take only 2.5 seconds, okay, to look into your resume, ibig sabihin yun, take advantage of that short period of time to really catch the attention of your employer, of your future employer, no? So now what are we going to do is this, no? You just look into the screen, okay? Graduating college students, you focus on the screen and you will see many resumes coming out. And tignan natin, which among the resumes that you will see, okay, will really create an impression on you. Tignan natin kung ano yung makaka-catch talaga ng inyong attention. So, let's have a look at some of these resumes. Here it is. Okay, so nakita niyo yung mga resume, di ba? Okay, now which among those resumes, ano yung nakakuha ng attention sa inyo? Okay, among those resumes that were presented, anong resume yung talagang nakuha yung attention ninyo? Tingnan natin from among the attendees, no? Let's call on somebody whose name is, tingnan natin ito, siguro mechanical engineering itong BSME. Victor, Tunyacao Jr. Okay, can you unmute your microphone? Ano among those resumes that were presented, ano yung na-catch yung attention mo? Victor, sige, can you unmute your microphone? There's a student, I hope.
Sir, good morning.
Yes, no? Sige, good morning, Victor. Ano yung nakaka-catch ng attention mo?
Yung resume na may ano po, sir, yung may parang may iced tea ba yun?
Parang merong ano?
Iced tea?
Merong iced tea? Parang may iced tea. yung
Opo.
niya. How about dito naman tawagin naman natin si Rhea Lynn Matanda. Okay, anong resume yung nakita mo which caught your attention? Rhea Lynn? Sige, unmute your microphone. Are you with us? Okay. Nawala yata si Rhea Lynn. Asan na si Rhea Lynn? Okay, and then, okay, parang hindi niya ako narinig. Okay, how about si Lowell? Ay, baka hindi ano to, kasi wala nakalagay na ano, na program.
Student na sir,
Lowell,
student yan. BSIT yan
student
sir.
ang, si Lowell. BSIT rin, si Lowell. Okay, Lowell,
Yes, sir,
ano yung
yes, sir.
nakakuha ng attention mo? Sige, Lowell, which one? Which among the resumes that you saw? Ano yung na-catch yung attention mo? Did you look? Oh, Lowell, come on. Yan natin. Which one? Can you describe? Sige, you can unmute your microphone again. Lowell, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Ano yung resume na nakuha yung attention mo? Ulitin ba natin? Ulitin natin yung mga resumes as they are presented. Pwede natin ulitin. Gusto mong ulitin, Lowell?
Makanaya sila
Nahirapan
sir.
yata si Lowell Okay, na siya magano. But let's have another look at those resumes, no? Tingnan ulit natin. Why not? Ayan, okay. So I hope that was enough for you, Lowell, no? So okay na? Lowell, ano yung nakuha yung attention mo? Lowell.
Sir, sa ako dili mo gud maklar ang slide dapat sa more blur sa ako ang paan ba?
Parang blurred, parang wala ka mapansin,
Yes, sir.
hindi
Okay.
masyadong malinaw sa'yo. Okay, it's okay, no problem, Lowell, okay? So, but the important thing is we understand this, no? For some of you, siguro na ang may na-catch yung attention nyo, no? Nakita nyo yung isa, minsan may pearl, ganyan-ganyan. What are we trying to drive at here? You have to catch the attention of your HR manager. Kailangan yung pag nakita niyo yung resume, dumaan sa mata niya yung resume, talagang your resume deserves a second look. Okay? So that is very, very important, no? Kasi kailangan talagang mapansin yung resume mo. Sa dami ba naman na magpapadala ng mga resume, no? When we published an employment ad before, when we were looking for employees, no? I think I received something like 500 resumes, no? Ganun karami nag-apply sa amin to our organization. 500. So, wala naman akong well, I don't have 500 hours just to read all through all those resumes. So very important that we catch the attention. So you have to be more creative, no, when coming up with your resume. So come up with ways by which you can enhance the look of your resume, especially those students who are graduating from an engineering program or an industrial technology program. Okay, so try to come up with ways by which your resume shall also show your competencies in whatever field you are in right now. Halimbawa, you're majoring in civil engineering. So you can just imagine, oh, gears and things like that, they can enhance, make use of images, make use of yung mga ganong classic images to enhance the look of your resume. No? So try to come up with something more creative when coming up with those resumes, because you really have to catch the attention of your future employer. Now, if it's going to be 2.5 seconds, what is the ideal? Well, a resume, what is a resume first? Now, let's define what a resume is. It's actually a precise one-page profile that highlights skills and achievements. Okay, it's a precise one-page profile that highlights your skills and your achievements. No, so what do we mean by that? No, correct. Yun yung isang pahin lang siya, no? You don't have to come up with something like a novel, okay, to showcase your skills, okay, your capabilities. While a curriculum vitae or a curriculum vitae is a list of achievements, ideally 2 pages or more, that includes everything classified as work outside home. So itong curriculum vitae, medyo mahaba ito. Kasi kasama dyan yung mga achievements na kailangan mong i-highlight as you apply for certain jobs. So you have to know the difference. Na pag humingi ng resume, isang pahina lang yan. Okay, pag curriculum vitae or vitae, ibig sabihin ito yung medyo mahaba. Okay, I once asked for a curriculum vitae from a certain applicant, no? Ang na-receive ko 10 pages. Okay? Yun ang curriculum vitae kasi they really want to look into your accomplishments, no? So very important that we are aware of this. Kung ang resume parang summary lang ito, okay, of your accomplishments so far. Yes, very important that we are aware of this. Dapat alam natin ito. Kailangan ba ng curriculum vitae or ng resume? Now, appropriate information that you should be putting in your resume are the following. Okay, so kailangan appropriate, no? Let's have a look at this, no? For example, no, here's one who says, who was trying to describe it. This is somebody who's trying to describe himself. Nakalagay, I be 20 years old trying to make it in this rap game, but this world doesn't love no one. So I need that money to make things happen. I mean, so I'm posting this resume looking for that work. Ganito ba resume? I have lots of skills that can succeed your company, your filming niggas, like we are looking somewhere to work. So kailangan very formal ang ating resume, ha? Hindi pwedeng ganyan ang ating resume. So, ayan, appropriate information that you should be putting in your resume. Okay, photos. Let's start with the photos. Kailangan ba, yan, photos, no? So, by looking at these photos, alam mo na kung ano yung tamang photo, no? You should be putting a photo here of what you're supposed to look like when you start working. Okay, yun ang photo yung lagay mo. Hindi pwedeng may mga inappropriate expression ka sa photo mo. Hindi pwedeng para kang lilipad sa langit. And then, wag mo nang ilagay, kung ikaw ay graduate ng isang eskwelahan, wag mo nang ilagay dyan yung inyong graduation photo. Okay, kasi hindi naman ganyan ang itsura mo pag mag-work ka. Okay, so very important that we know what kind of photo we're going to put in. And another thing about photos, did you know, graduating college students, did you know na hindi na talaga kailangan ng photo ngayon? Okay, because your qualifications should not be based on how you look. Did you know that? Okay, so pwede mong ilagay yung photo mo, pwede namang hindi. Okay, the important thing is yung kakayanan mo, your qualifications for certain jobs. That is what's important when you're applying for jobs, no? Okay, and another thing about, kung maglalagay ka man ng photo, one very important thing that we should remember is this. Hindi pwedeng maglalagay ka ng photo pagkatapos ang photo na ilalagay mo ay beauty setting natin. Alam niyo yun, minsan yun sa mga selfies ninyo, di ba may mga photos kayo, tapos talagang ang flawless ka talaga. Di ba? Yung itsura mo flawless na flawless. Pagkatapos biglang, don't try to do that. No? Kasi capable na yung ating mga phones to take photos like that na talagang very flawless ka. Tapos minsan yung iba pino-photoshop pa. Hindi, don't try to do that. Because, if you look like a god or a goddess, okay, sa iyong photo, pagkatapos iba itsura mo, pagka nakita ka ng employer, medyo it can be very disappointing. I've encountered situations like that na talagang ang ganda niya, ang gwapo niya, okay, why not? But then, nung humarap sa'yo, parang ito pala itsura niya, okay? So yung expectation medyo nawawala, nasisira because yun nga, nagpadala ka ng photo na ang beauty setting ay 10. So yung natural lang, yung totoo lang, okay? So very important that we are aware of this because minsan kasi may mga expectation pagkatapos hindi pala ganun na itsura mo. Medyo, don't try to come up with photos na Photoshop or beauty setting natin. So, alam nyo ibig kong sabihin. Okay, very important that we are aware of this. And then, what else are we talking about? What other appropriate information? Personal information that you should be putting there. Okay, so very important, ilagay mo yun yung pangalan. Okay, and then, yung kumpletong pangalan mo, have you already checked your birth certificate? Na-check nyo na ba ang birth certificate ninyo? Ang pangalan nyo ba sa birth certificate is the same name that you are putting in your resume? Because you can encounter some problems during employment. Okay, bilang iba pala yung pangalan ng ganito kasi of course you will have to be documented all throughout your employment. Ayun, may mga employees who encounter this difficulty kasi yun nga, after that ang dami pang documents na kailangan makuha, but then some documentation required that you submit your birth certificate as well. So very important that we are aware of anong ba talaga pangalan mo. Merong mga empleyado na meron pala silang Maria, hindi nila alam. Meron pala silang junior, hindi nila alam. O kaya sa birth certificate na walang junior. Okay, so kailangan pa ng affidavit that this is the same person. So be aware of this. Kasi yun na nga, employment is also a documentation that you will need as well as you apply for other jobs later on. Okay, minsan hindi nagmamatch yung mga pangalan. Mobile number, telephone number. Okay, so very important, lahat ng number na kung saan pwede kang makontak, ilagay mo dyan. Pero wag mo ilagay ang phone number ng magulang mo. Okay, yun talagang ikaw ang sasagot ng telepono. Okay, because of course, gagamitin ito, very important yan sa ating mga future employees. Contact. Huwag na kayong magbigay ng ibang telephone number except those numbers that you are holding on to. Yung kayo ang sasagot pag may tumawag dyan. Yes? And then email address as well. Email address. Now, for the graduating college students, very important, no? Anong email address? Kasi libre naman ito eh. Diba? If you're going to use Yahoo or Gmail, so libre naman gumawa ng email ad, diba? Okay, kaya lang, when you come up with your email addresses, wag kayo maglalagay ng mga tipong hotmama@gmail.com. Okay, wag niyo yun. Okay, gumawa kayo ng email address na yun talagang pangalan ninyo. Okay, juandelacruz@gmail.com or joydelacruz@gmail.com. Yun talaga. Tapos kung minsan kasi nakukuha na yung mga pangalan, di ba? Then, yung number. Alam, pwede niya malagyan ng number eh. But the important thing is appropriate yung email address mo. Don't give email address like xhw12, yung mga ganon, cryptic email addresses, that will not work to your advantage. Yung pangalan mo na lang ay lagay mo, ang gamitin mo, ibase mo sa pangalan mo yung email address. And then as well as your address, kailangan kompleto yung nakalagay sa yung address. Huwag kang maglagay ng palumpon late lang. Okay, lagay mo yung street name, yung number ng bahay, everything, because it can be dodgy for some employers when they check the addresses of the applicants. Saan talaga? Yun talagang ma-identify talaga anong number ng bahay mo, anong street name niyo, ilagay mo yung mga importante information because it can be, again, dodgy. Ayan, you're trying to hide something. So very important that yung personal information mo are included in your resume. What else should we be included in there? Skills and qualifications as well. Skills and qualifications. Ito, ganito, wag mong ilagay yung Microsoft Word na marunong ka mag-Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, marunong ka mag-Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or whatever. Okay, sabihin mo pagkaliba sa word processing. Okay, word processors. So, you are adept at using word processors. Because well, that's the generic word for Microsoft Word or other document software. And then your spreadsheet, okay, that's the generic term for Microsoft Excel. You're adept at spreadsheet applications, okay, or presentation or creative software. Huwag mo ilagay Microsoft PowerPoint or Adobe Photoshop, ganyan. Ilagay mo presentation creative software. That's the correct way of identifying because you know that these are the generic terms for that. Otherwise, you are promoting Microsoft, Adobe, or kung ano pang mga software companies yan. Okay, so very important that we know how to put this information. What else? Okay, yes, education. Okay, so if you happen to be one of those who got distinction upon graduation, ilagay mo yun. Why not? No, very important that kasi of course you are selling yourself to the company or the organization you're applying to. And then college or university, of course, nakalagay pa lang po, Institute of Technology and college program. Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts in what? In what college program and what are you majoring or focusing in? So very important that we know how to identify that. Kompletuhin nyo yan, ha? Okay, so yung mga information yan should be there. If you got awards as well, lagay nyo doon because you are, of course, selling yourself to these companies or these organizations you're applying to. And then work experiences, trainings. For some of you who have already worked already, ilagay nyo yan. Now, when you identify your work, okay, your trainings that you've gone through, start from the latest. Okay, 2021, tapos kung meron kang in 2020, yun ang susunod. Tapos 2019, yun ang susunod. Okay, so start from the latest, pabalik. Okay? So that's how you enumerate work experiences or trainings. Okay? And paano yun? Kung bagong graduate ka lang, how do you justify that? No experience ka. Now, don't be afraid of that. No? Don't be afraid dahil wala ka pang experience, hindi ka pa no, kasi may maraming trabaho wherein they are looking for those applicants with no experiences yet. In fact, there was a time when I was looking at the classified ads, okay, of a certain newspaper. Nakalagay, meron silang help wanted ad. Alam niyo nakalagay? Ang nakalagay, wanted virgins. Wanted virgins. Okay. Ang hinahanap nila yung wala pang experience sa trabaho. Okay, that's what they mean, no? Wala pang experience. Kasi, you know, some companies, some organizations, they are looking for fresh graduates talaga. You know why? Kasi ganito yan. Yung mga meron ng experience sa trabaho, okay, minsan they have learned something that another company does not need. Okay, minsan they have already acquired these ways of working na ayaw ng ibang kumpanya. So ibig sabihin, they have to go through the process of unlearning certain ways by which they will attempt to work. Okay, i-unlearn pa yan. Okay, so tatanggalin pa nila yung nakagawian nila. Kaya they are looking for those na wala mo ng experience para talagang fresh. Okay, yung tao pagkatapos yun, they acquire all of these ways by which a company handles certain tasks or responsibilities. Meron talagang ganun. So don't be afraid, no? Dahil wala pa kayong experience, wala pa kayong job experience. No, there are many companies looking for those without those kind of experiences. Kasi alam mo minsan, you may find yourself working with a certain company or an organization na medyo hindi maayos ang training. Okay, you can be learning something that is unpleasant or something that is unnecessary that will not work well with other companies. No, pag nasanay ka dyan, you have to unlearn them pa. Okay, you have to go through the process of unlearning when you start working with another company. Kaya may mga companies na gusto nila yung fresh graduates of colleges and universities. Okay, so very important that we are aware of this. What else, no? So that's about it. But those are the appropriate information that you should be putting in your resume. The right photos, if you're going to put your photos there, no, huwag natin i-Photoshop or a beauty setting 10, and then know the generic terms for certain applications that for which you are adept in, and then of course, what else? The appropriate information, your experiences, the qualifications, your educational background, those are very important. Now, a curriculum vitae differs from a resume since aside from contact information, okay, eto, no? Kailangan ito yung ilalagay na yung birthday mo, yung gender, okay, you can be putting it there. You may not put your age anymore, no? Kasi meron tayong Republic Act 10911 an anti-discrimination law. Okay, kasi meron dating mga employers na preferably 25 to ganitong years old, no, wala na tayo, meron tayong anti-age discrimination law. So very important that we are aware of this. Di na kailangan yung age. Yung birthday, yeah, you can put your birthday there, your gender, ganyan. Okay, you can put it there. Pero hindi na siya talaga requirement, no? Religion, yung gender, hindi na kailangan nalagay yan eh. Okay, kasi Senate Bill number 2814, there is the Anti-Ethnic or Racial Profiling and Discrimination Act as well, okay, of 2011. So very important that hindi na kailangan yung mga information. Hindi na kailangan nalagay yung mga information na yan. Okay, and then what else do we have? Educational background, okay, you can put your sa curriculum vitae, pwede mo ilagay dyan kung saan ka nag-preschool, saan ka nag-elementary, saan ka nag-high school, pwede mo ilagay yung mga information na yan. Of course, katulad din sa resume, yung college education or postgraduate any, dinalagay mo rin yan. So pwede mo ilagay yung kompletong educational journey that you went through. And then scholastic work and publication, published papers, have you been published? Are any of your works, okay, during your college years, na-publish ba yan? Articles, very important that we are aware of this as well. Kaya, ayan, linalagay natin yan sa ating curriculum vitae. Trainings attended, company name, contact details, duration of training, explain the trainings that you have undergone. Kailangan makita ng inyong employer ano yung mga skills that you have acquired through these trainings that you went through. And then references, ang references pwedeng to follow yan. Okay, persons to contact or background check. Now, advice and suggestion when you're going to give references, ganito, wag yung puro boss ang references mo. Because, you know, some people, some employers, they want to have a three-dimensional view of their future employees, no? So, ang references mo, kailangan somebody isang level sa'yo of accomplishment. And pwede maging reference mo yung ka-level mo. Okay? A colleague perhaps. Ayan. So pwedeng yan. Tapos somebody na pwedeng nasa, you know, ang accomplishment or professional accomplishment is below you. Pwede rin yan. Okay? So that there will be a three-dimensional view of who you are kapag nag-background check. ang company or organization you're working with. Pwede naman to follow ang references. You don't need to include that in your resume, pero kailangan yan sa CV, curriculum vitae or curriculum vitae. Yung references, importante yan. Pero kung resume ang hinihingi, pwedeng to find later na lang yan. Okay, yung references. Pero pag curriculum vitae or curriculum vitae, dapat nandiyan na yan. That's one thing that we should remember. And then, curriculum vitae, it shows organizational positions and if any, and duration. Gano'ng katagal ka nag-work, no? So, it will not look good. Let me tell you this, no, about applying for certain jobs or assuming certain jobs. Try to last long in a job because if you've been working in jobs na ito 3 months ka nagtrabaho dito, ito 4 na buwan ka nagtrabaho, ito 2 buwan lang, it will not look good sa application mo. You will be classified as somebody who is called a job hopper. Have you heard of that? Job hopper? Somebody who hops from one job to the next. Okay, you don't want to be perceived as such. Okay, kasi there will always be the chance that you will not last long in the company or organization you'll be working with. Okay, so kaya linalagay natin ang duration. Kaya yung medyo ng trabaho ng company or organization. Kaya yun, you don't want to be perceived as a job offer. Okay, so we move on. And then, so these are the basic information that you should be putting there, no? Your resume, contact information, objective education experience, honors, and activities that you went through, no? So, because you really have to sell yourself. Those are the basic information that you should be putting there. Okay, so that's how you come up with what we call a competitive resume. Now, resume varies among job applications, no? Varies also among job applications. What do we mean by that? Okay, kasi you can also come up with a digital resume or a video resume. Okay, so for example, I'm going to show you now a digital resume that somebody came up with, no? Sometimes it really pays to impress your future employer. Okay, yeah, it really pays to impress them. Do you know what a digital resume looks like? Okay, if you have this skill, no, lalagay mo may skill ka on animation or any other software that you are adept with, you may want to come up with a digital resume. Let's look into an example of what we call a digital or a video resume. Tingnan natin, how nice is this, no? Digital resume, but you can come up with this. If you have a skill in coming up with this one, let's look at one graduate, okay, who submitted a digital resume. Okay, diba? Galing, diba? Okay, so if you have a skill in coming up with something like that, or that will help also your kasi yun nga, you're that creative. And then, what else? Okay, always prepare pertinent documents, no? Always prepare pertinent documents. Now, NBI clearance will be required by many companies as well as to ensure na you're a law-abiding citizen. No? Ayan, NBI clearance, diploma. Okay, I just want to throw this question to Ma'am Julie. Ma'am Julie, when can they receive, after graduation, when can they receive their diplomas? Kailan na
Yes, I think they will not receive it during the graduation. after probably after the completion, like for example, I think they will still have to go into clearance, something like that, and I think they still have something to comply before they can get the diploma, sir. It will take time.
Okay, it will take time before you can get your diploma. So, ibig sabihin, you have to go through what we call a clearance. No, kailangan maklear kayo sa library, maklear kayo doon. Yung mga bagay that you should have already submitted, dapat na-submit nyo yan, yung mga kulang ninyo before you graduate, things, ayun. So, very important that we are aware of this. No? But eventually, you will get your diploma. So, prepare, it's a pertinent document, no? Kailangan meron kayo without copy. Okay, so very important kasi yung online ngayon. Of course, SSS, PhilHealth, are we going to assist them with these documentation as well? Ma'am Chu? Help ours to get their PhilHealth. They're in our Julie, do we have that facility? Can we assist them, our residents, to get their tax identification number, their SSS, GSIS, PhilHealth? These are also requirements, no? For them. Some companies, they will also help you with that. No, pag wala ka pang mga ganyan klase na mga documents, they can also assist you with that. And then transcript of records. How about this? Transcript of records. Again, clearance yan. Kailangan may clearance before you can really get your transcript of records. Kumusta? Na-assess na naman sila, di ba, Ma'am Julie? All of them have been assessed already. Because they are graduating. Okay, so assess na kayo lahat. So you know, so they are going to graduate this school year. This May or June.
June po, sir.
June, they're going to graduate this June. So all of you have been assessed already, So your transcript of records is very important. When they get them the transcript of records, Ma'am Julie? Ma'am Julie, yung transcript of records, when can they get that?
Same, sir. After graduation po, sir, and then they also have to, depending, like for example, for the CCE, like they have complied their thesis, something like that, and then,
Ayan. Okay, once you are clear of the requirements, okay, of the program that you enrolled in, that you have majored in, and then medical certificate lab test will also come in handy, kaya lang merong period of time wherein those medical certificates can be recognized by the company or organization you're applying to. Okay, so what do we mean by this? Always prepare pertinent documents. What else we have? The interview. So this is a very crucial part of your application, handling job interviews. So now we're going to be more interactive now. So I'm calling the attention of all our attendees. I hope you are there in front of your screen, confident enough to handle all of these job interviews. We'll go through this. I'm going to call on many of you, okay, and I'll be throwing questions at you. We just want to be sure that you can handle those job interviews. Of course, whenever you are interviewed, personal interview or online interview, you should always be dressed up well, So, kailangan yung itsura mo, especially now, puro online yung mga interviews. Pagka karamihan online, kapag nag-online interview, you should look the same way as if you are going through a personal interview. Look the same way, Kailangan maayos tayo ng itsura mo. And you should look like how you're supposed to look like when you start working. So very important that we are aware of this. Alam na natin ito. For women, okay, we're aware of this as well. So you have to be appropriately dressed even for online interviews. And then how to present yourself. So ayan, so very important. Ayusin natin ang ating buhok, ang ating kailangan syempre, ang mga guys kailangan na shape ka talaga. Okay, bagong shape ka talaga. Mahirap kasi you know, they see something that is inappropriate. Okay, pressure. No, when you go through this, either the personal or the online interview, remember that 80% of the first impression is visual. Okay, and formed in the first 2 minutes of meeting you. Okay, yung first 2 minutes na yun is very crucial because then diyan nabubuo yung kanilang first impression about you. Now, preparing yourself for an interview, arrive on time. Okay, you should be there on time. Hindi pwedeng late ka. Okay, hindi rin naman pwede yung pagkaaga-aga mo. Okay, so it will be mga 5 minutes, no? 5 minutes that would be for your interview, and then that would be ideal. Physically, personally, yes, and online interview ka din, mga 5 minutes ready ka na. You're there waiting. And then proper greeting and handshake. Kung personal interview yan, okay, hindi bawal ngayon ng handshake, but just in case you go through this, just in case matapos yung pandemya at we go back to what we're used to, we should be aware of how we're going to greet, how we're going to shake hands, and then we should also be aware of sino kanino ka nag-a-apply, kasi pwede hindi Filipino yan okay, pwede Hapon yan, pwede Tayan, they have varied ways of greeting, so very important. Sa handshake, we should kung tapos na ang pandemya, how should we be shaking hands of ng interviewer.
Grasp her fingers firmly but gently and give her hand a single shake. If anyone, man or woman, presents their hand vertically, keep your hand open until the web areas between the thumb and index fingers touch. Wrap your fingers around the person's hand, taking a firm grip and squeeze gently as you shake their hand up and down. One thing you never want to do is squeeze someone's fingers. People who do this are insecure and disrespectful. Please don't be one.
Okay, again, applicable only after the pandemic. And then we should be aware of how we're going to greet people. Kapag kaya, diba? Pagka babae ka, you say, sawati ka. Okay? Pag lalaki ka, you say, sawati ka. Ayan. Okay? So are you aware of this? Pag hapon, bow. Diba? We have heard of this. So we should also always be aware of our interviewer, Kasi pwedeng yun nga, dahil ngayon ang pagkatrabaho is global na, iba't ibang klase ng interviewer that will be faced with. We should know how to greet them well. Very important. And then, okay, language proficiency. Pag tinanong ka in Filipino, sagutin mo ng Filipino rin. Pag tinanong ka in English, sagutin mo rin in English. Okay, so very important that we already mastered those languages. And then, okay, remember this, final interviews are usually done in straight English here in the Philippines. Yeah, we're going to go through this process. Let's get used to how we're going to handle these interviews. And you should also, because through this interview, makita mo how confident you are. Okay, makikita sa inyo how confident are you really in applying for these jobs. Now, there are the frequently asked questions during interviews. What are those questions that they usually throw during the interviews? One question, tinan natin isang question. Describe yourself. Okay. So this is one of the things that they require. Can you describe yourself? Okay, first describe yourself. Okay, din natin si is Donica a student? Ma'am Julie. Student ba siya? Donica Estudyante ba siya? Donica.
Student din, sir. Student.
Yeah, student siya. Thank you very much. Donica. Okay, Donica Anoba, can you unmute your microphone? No? So, graduating college students, dapat nandyan kayo. Sabi ko kanina, ha? Donica, sige, tinan natin. Donica, unmute your microphone.
Excuse me, sir.
Donica?
Hinay daw yung signal, sir.
Ano?
Mahina yung signal niya.
Mahina yung signal. Okay, describe yourself. Sige, can you chat? I believe you can chat, no? Hinay akong signal, sir. Okay, describe yourself, Donica. Sige, we'll wait for your answer. And then we'll wait for your answer. Just answer that question, huh? In the meantime, I'm going to call on somebody who can unmute his or her microphone. Sige, just answer that. Sige, we'll wait for your answer. Paki-chat lang, Donica. Describe yourself. How will you, please describe yourself when you're asked to do that. How are you going to respond? Tignan natin. And then, Jefferson Paseo. Is he a student? Student ba si Jefferson? Jefferson, unmute your microphone. Jefferson. Nako, hindi pwedeng ganito mga anak, mga college student, graduating college students. By this time, you should already have mastered integrity. Ano yung integrity? It's doing the right thing when nobody is looking. So very important that we are aware of this. Kailangan kaya na natin gawin ito. Especially in job, if you are going through a job interview now, tapos, and then you're listening to somebody, ganyan-ganyan, is explaining things like that, and then you have unmuted your microphone, and then you're asked to unmute your microphone. Can you do that? So very important that we can follow those directions. Now, tingnan natin. Nako, graduating college students na kayo eh. Sige, tingnan natin. Sino pa ba yun nandito sa atin? Tingnan ko pa. Okay, and the other students are, okay, yan, si Rayalyn Matandak. Rayalyn Matandak, BSME. Can you unmute your microphone? Rayalyn?
Hello daw.
Yes, sir.
Ayan, sige. Describe yourself, Rayalyn. Assuming na nasa job interview na tayo, tingnan natin. How are you going to address that? Dahil in-unmute mo yung microphone mo, keep it unmuted.
Hello, good morning, sir. I am taking a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, a graduating student this year, and I'm from Laredo, Palomar.
Thank you very much for responding to that, Rayalyn. Okay, so tingnan natin. How about the others? Thank you. Tingnan nyo? That isn't so graduating college. That is not so difficult. So see, si Rayalyn, she somehow described herself. How about, tingnan natin, iba pa, no? Kailangan makapagsalita kayong lahat. Okay, and we have Rayan Maradero. Rayan, come on, describe yourself.
Yes, sir. Good morning. I'm Rian Paradero. It's taking up a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Technology, and I'm graduating this year.
Thank you very much for responding to that. Thank you very much, Rayan. And then, sino pa? Jean Rose Regino. Okay, Jean Rose. Describe yourself, Jean Rose.
Good morning, sir. My name is Jean Rose Regino. Taking a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Technology, major in Food Technology, and I'm from Tagubuhan, Villabalaide.
Thank you very much, Jean Rose, for responding to that. And then how about Dennis Anthony? Dennis Anthony, BSIT. Come on, describe yourself, Dennis Anthony. Dennis! Asan na si Dennis?
Yes, sir.
Dennis Anthony, where are you? Sige, good morning, Dennis.
Yes, sir. Good morning,
Please
sir.
describe
My name
yourself,
is Dennis
Dennis.
Anthony Mainit. I am taking up a base IT course, which is major in electronics. I am from Barangay Latos, Palumpon, Leyte.
Okay, thank you very much, Dennis, for responding. Okay, ano ibig sabihin ng interviewer? Pag sinabi niyang describe yourself, eto ibig sabihin niya. As regards how you can contribute to the company. Yan yon, mga kapatid. Ha? Describe yourself. Okay? So how can you contribute to the company? Yan ang ibig sabihin niyan. Okay, so ayan, kaya very important that we are, iba itong interview na ito, job interview ito, you're applying for a job and you know, you're asked to describe yourself and you have to describe yourself as regards how you can contribute to the company. Ayan. So very important. See? Iba pa na ibig sabihin nun. Kaya dapat alam mo yung pinapasok mo, ha? Okay? So, si Donica Nova contribute. I'm Donica Nova taking a Bachelor of Science in Industrial Technology from Mariboc, Bohol, but currently living in Palumpon, Leyte. Okay? But when you're applying for a job, you should know how to respond. Okay? Kailangan alam mo, and I like to, you know, as how you can contribute to the company. How will you answer that, no? Yung parang ibig sabihin nun. Kaya we should be aware of this. How are you going to respond to this? O, tingnan natin the other participants. Let's improve on our responses as how you can contribute to the company. Okay, tingnan natin si Jerome. Jerome, unmute your microphone. I'd like you to be able to respond to this, no? Describe to this directive. Describe yourself, pero as regards how you can contribute to the company. Let's listen to Jerome. Let's listen natin. Anong response ni Jerome?
Same gapon, sir, sa pag-describe yourself.
Describe yourself as regards how you can contribute to the company.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. I am Jerome Lagitaw from Silad, Balite. Bachelor of Science and Industrial Technology. I am varsity from IT. Okay, sir.
Yeah, kaya lang, what I'm trying to say, Jerome, is this, no? As regards how you can contribute to the company, you have to describe yourself, kaya lang, lagyan mo siya ng idea or ng statement wherein you will be able to relay or express to the interviewer on how what you have studied so far can contribute dun sa company, no, na ina-applyan mo. So can you do that now, Jerome, or you gusto mo, you know, you'd like to think about it first, no? Come up with ways by which you can see. Now we're going through this, dapat alam natin i-handle itong mga questions or directives na ito, ha? Sige, Jerome. Sige, isipin mo muna, no? Come up with an answer. Think of babalikan kita, Jerome. Is that okay, Jerome?
Sige, sir.
Sige. Come up. Sige, now, how about si Jonelle? Jonelle, how are you going to respond to this directive? This is Jonelle. Jonelle, are you with us? Okay, so, Jerome, unmute mo muna yung microphone mo para yan. Tapos think of ways by which you're going to respond to this directive, ha? And John Mark Marces, let's hear from John Mark. John Mark, sige, can you answer this? Describe yourself. Unmute your microphone, John Mark. Sige, John Mark, how are you going to respond to this? Describe yourself.
I'm John Mark Lee Marces. I live in Palumpon, Leyte.
Okay, so if you went through industrial technology education, so what you can be doing, what can be, you can say something like, I'm John Mark Marces, and I finished industrial technology at Palumpon Institute of Technology, and I hope that my qualifications for the job I'm applying for will fit your requirements, no? So yeah, so very important that we are aware of how we're going to handle the interview. Dapat alam mo yan, alam natin yan ha. Medyo, some of you may want to think of ways by which you can really respond to this directive. Why should we hire you? Okay, pagka sinabi sa'yo, why should we hire you? Okay, how are you going to respond to this question? Okay, let's call on Jamaica Jane. Jamaica Jane, how will you respond to this question? Jamaica, why should we hire you? Sige nga, Jamaica, sampulan mo kami. Yeah. Why should we hire you, Jamaica?
Because I am versatile, flexible, and hardworking, dependable, and make me work overtime. And I hope I can suit or fit in your perspective or point of view.
Sige. Jamaica or Jamaica Jane, you know, when I listen to you, it seems like you have a lot of ideas. Parang ang dami mong gustong sabihin. Tama? Tapos nagsasabi-sabay sa utak mo, gusto mong sabihin lahat. Okay, now what you can do, Jamaica, is this. I will go back to you, babalikan kita, okay, Jamaica, and then come up with your response to this. Okay lang, Jamaica or Jamaica? Balikan kita nito. Kasi napansin ko, alam ko ang dami mong gustong sabihin eh. Kaya lang since you did not prepare for this question, so this is something that you really have to compose in your mind, no? I-compose mo siya sa utak mo or isulat mo siya pagkatapos. Tingnan natin, let's listen because I look forward to hearing something impressive from you, no? Pagbalik ko sa'yo. Sige, okay lang, Jamaica? Sige, balikan kita ha. Sige, paki-unmute na yung you're welcome, Jamaica. Okay, paki-unmute mo na yung thank you very much. Okay, Jamaica. And then Steve, sige, baka si Steve meron siyang sagot dito sa question. Why should we hire you? Steve, how will you respond to this?
Yes, sir.
Why should we hire you? Okay, why should we hire you, Steve?
Yes, good morning, sir. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering and undergone some training and seminars about our field of expertise, and I
Sige.
Sorry.
Keep on trying. Okay lang, Steve. Come on, we're just practicing here.
I can handle situations that can be helpful for the company.
Yeah, sige. Thank you very much. Applause naman tayo kay Steve, di ba? For being able to answer that well, no? Although medyo putol-putol kasi he's still crafting, no? His answer to that question. So very good, no? Kaya kailangan see, you can be faced with those questions, no? Kaya ngayon pa lang dapat pinaghahandaan na natin yan. Okay, so what did I ako? Anong ginagawa ko before? O anong ginagawa ng ibang mga tao? They already prepare answers to some of those questions that can be thrown at them by the interviewer. So kailangan meron kang ganun. Parang Miss Universe yan. Okay? Alam niyo ba yung mga Miss Universe contestants? Meron na silang naisip ng mga sagot. They craft these answers to certain questions that can be thrown at them. Kasi you really have to hurdle them eh. Ang daming questions. So kailangan prepared tayo dyan. Especially if we are not so adept in the English language. Okay, kung hindi ka ganun kasanay sa English, then you try to craft something in your mind, no? At pwede pa-check mo, pwede mo siyang i-type, ganyan-ganyan, pa-check mo sa iyong friend who's good in English, or pa-check mo nyo kay Ma'am Julie. Kinasangkapan pa. Tama, Julie, kung maganda yung sagot. Come up, you know, there's a way, okay, by which you can craft those answers to some of those questions, commonly thrown questions to those interviews, because the interview can make or break your application. Okay, so I think baka pwede na si Jamaica or Jamaica. Let's hear from Jamaica or Jamaica. Din na natin. Are you ready already with your answer? Ready ka na ba? Jamaica. Why should we hire you? Jamaica or Jamaica? Sige, unmute your mic. You need a couple of minutes pa. O sige, tingnan natin. Let's listen to sige, Jamaica. Balikan uli kita, ha? And then Paul June Oliva. Sige, let's listen to Paul June Oliva. How will you answer this question? Why should we hire you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Sige, answer that question.
Because I'm graduate in Bachelor of Science, Information Technology, major in Electronics, and I got a undergrad seminars and others.
Is that it, Paul June? Is that it?
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Applause naman tayo kay Paul June. Okay, for giving that answer. No? Thank you very much, Paul June. Okay, now it's like this. No? Sabi ko nga kayo na you should be preparing yourselves. No? So, kailangan mag-compose na kayo ng mga sagot dun sa mga questions na yan that can be thrown at you. That will really help you, no? Pagdating dun sa mga job interviews. So, you should be able. So, it will not be, just to be frank to you, graduating college students, it will not be enough to tell the interviewer that you finished information technology or mechanical engineering or civil engineering. It's not enough because the other applicants also finished those programs. It's not enough that you tell them that you went through seminars and trainings and all that. The other applicants went through that as well. You should be able to hurdle this question by being able to say something, okay, that's different about you. Okay, so why should we hire you? There are many things that you can cite. No, pare-pareho naman kayong nagtapos ng IT, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, etc. Lahat kayo. Industrial technology, but then what makes you different? Why should we be hiring you? Kasi ang daming aplikante, 500 kayo. Bakit ikaw ang pipiliin? See? So think about that. Okay, so very important that you come up something. So talagsipin mo, you will have to come up with something that will really catch the attention of your interviewer and will make you one of the shortlisted applicants. Okay, kasi syempre ko, from let's say 500, magiging 100 yan, magiging 50, 25, hanggang sa ikaw ang makuha o mapili. Ha? So very important that we know this. Okay, Jamaica, your couple of minutes is done. So let's hear from you na. Tignan natin. Jamaica? Sige. Why should we hire you, Jamaica? Sige.
Because I am efficient in designing and maintenance and all aspects in line with my field of specialization, mechanical engineering, and I have attended seminars about leadership and many more. And I am more willing to work under pressure at your company. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Applause! Palakpak naman tayo kay Jamaica. See? Okay, very good. Diba? Ang ganda ng mga sinabi niya. Kita nyo, Oh, kapag naghanda ka pala ng iyong mga answers, talagang you will catch the attention of your interviewer and of course your employer. So very important, no? Ganun pala yun. Oo, pinaghahandaan talaga yung mga anak. Okay, so preparation is out, kaya nga ito pre-employment preparation eh. See? So nice, no? Okay, because hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, why should we hire you? Because I need a job. Okay, hindi pwedeng gano'n ang sagot, di ba? It means, what can you do for us? I have what it takes to do the job. Okay, expand by stating your accomplishments. Maganda yan. Simulan nyo sa suggestion lang ito, ha? Hindi po rule ito. I have what it takes to do the job. Tapos, you state further, no? Ano yung mga accomplishments mo. So, yeah, kailangan, no? So, that's how you're going to handle the interview. And then, any idea about the job you're applying for? Now, they are now looking for qualities which make you fit for that position. Okay, this means the interviewer wants to know if you have research. Okay, ganito yan. Pag mag-a-apply ka ng trabaho sa isang kumpanya, i-research mo. Okay, anong klaseng kumpanya yan? Yung ina-applyan mo, it will be good. Lalo na pag ako nag-i-interview ng mga applicants, tuwan-tuwa ako pag alam nila ano yung guidance NGO. Okay? Kasi ibig sabihin, binasa nila sa website namin, okay, kung anong kumpanya ang kanilang ina-applyan. Okay? So maganda yun talaga sa interviewer, sa inyong future employer. So research, pag nag-apply kayo ng isang trabaho sa kung anong kumpanya, anong organization, i-research yung mabuti kung ano yung meron sila. Okay, so very, very important that we are aware of this also. And then, so research, company background and information, the job description, if it fits your college training and required work experience. Okay, consider long-term career plans when choosing, huh? Okay, so yeah, and where do you see yourself? Okay, 10 years from now. Okay, tingnan natin. Okay, last na question ko na ito. Tingnan ko ha, sa ating interactive webinar. Okay. Ito bang si Edgin Carlobos? Estudyante ba ito? Edgin Carlobos. Edgin.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Edgin, sige. Come on, Edgin. Nako, dali. Okay? Dahil 10:30 lang ang binigay sa akin ng oras dito. Kaya, come on, Edgin. Unmute your microphone. Edgin?
Sir, pardon your question po, sir.
Ayan, nasa screen naman, di ba? I'm sharing. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Pag yan ang question sa'yo. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? How will you answer that?
5 years from now, sir, I am working in a company, and at the same time, I also having my own shop. Since my course is BSIT, major in automotive, so I guess I am already have a shop giving a good service to the customer with satisfaction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edgin. So, ibig sabihin, gagamitin mo lang kami para makapag-business ka. Edgin. Okay, ganyan yung sagot, diba? Parang, teka muna, magbi-business ito, gagamitin lang yata kami para siya yung matuto pagkatapos magbi-business siya. That is not going to work for you, okay? If you're planning to, no, Edgin, no, tip lang. If you're asked this question, they are asking how long would you be staying in the company. This means keep eyes for opportunities within the organization to advance. If it means changing roles. So means tinatanong, parang gusto niyang malaman kung anong plano mo later on. Okay, working with the company. If you, of course, mas maganda dyan, mas magandang sagot dyan, pero hindi laging ito yung sagot, ha? One suggestion is I look forward to occupying key positions in this company where I am applying to. Okay, so pwedeng ganon. You're looking forward to occupying key positions in the, or you're already occupying key positions in the company. So that's just a suggestion, but you can have a better answer than that. So yun lang ibig sabihin niyan. They're asking how long you would be staying in the company. And then what would you consider your weaknesses? Okay, eto. pwede mong sagutin ng ganito. What would you consider your weakness? Ang dami pa ng mga pwedeng itanong sa inyo. Yes! Okay, what would you consider your weaknesses? Talkative. Okay, can be, okay. So, pwede mo isa, sometimes I'm talkative. Okay. Pero parang weakness ba yan? Sometimes it is perceived as a strength. That means you can be a good negotiator, sociable, conscientious, and does not like to be distracted at work. Okay, you can be saying, you can be giving those answers to your interviewer, pero actually, ano siya eh, hindi naman talaga siya weakness, it's a strength. Okay, so what are your weaknesses? That I do not want to be distracted at work. Ibig sabihin, nakafocus ka lagi kapag nagtatrabaho ka. Ayan, it's not actually a weakness, pero you can give those answers. Identify your weaknesses and state how you can overcome them as well. Okay, talkative, but I can always be silent, especially when I feel like I'm talking too much already. Ayan, so yeah, very important that we know how to handle these questions. How about the salary? Okay, how about the salary? Should you be asking about the salary? Don't ask about the salary. Tip: do not ever ask about the salary. When do you find out about the salary? In your last phase of employment. Kasi before you get employed, of course, you have to sign documents. You have to sign appointment letters, right? Now, those appointment letter, do not state yung salary. Then you will find out. Then that's when you decide whether you're really going to accept the job or not. Doon yung pinag-uusapan. Hindi doon sa umpisa. Okay, doon sa last phase of your application. So, don't ask about the salary because, you know, your employer will be, your interviewer will be thinking that you just want the money. Okay, so very important that we are aware of this. Never ever ask about the salary. Ask about the salary when? During the last phase of your employment. Kapag ayan, magpipirmahan na kayo. Okay, when you're about to sign your appointment letter. So, kasi you can always decline, di ba? That offer. Okay, you're applying for it, they'll be offering you this. So, see? Actually, marami pang questions pero we don't have that much time anymore. Anyway, there are also position-related questions like the SCAR. Now, we call it the SCAR, Situation, Challenges, Action, Results. Medyo high-level questions to na pwedeng iba to sa inyo ng inyong mga interviewer. But if they throw these questions at you, it's because they're eyeing you for a supervisory position. Now, be honest, provide true answers. Don't be reluctant to ask anything as well. Challenges you will face and company culture. How do they measure success? Okay, you may want to throw that question to the interviewer. Pwede yan. Okay, how does the company measure success? Okay, so very important. And you will have to go through the character and personality test. This will test your behavior. They will look for consistency. Okay, so let me just tell you that there are certain questions in the character and personality test na tinanong na nung una, may kita mo, itatanong uli. Tapos itatanong uli because they are looking for consistency if you're going to have the same answer. Intellectual aptitude, what is expected of you after undergoing different levels of education. That can also be, that you can also be going through this examination, no? Intellectual aptitude test. Okay? And then yan yung mga language proficiency, yan yung mga abstract reasoning test, yan yung mga math, sometimes may math, okay, intellectual aptitude. And then maintain two-way communication, look into the eyes of your interviewer, concise and straight to the point answers. Okay, hindi pwede yung pagkahaba-haba ng question mo tapos napakasimple naman ang ibig mong sabihin. Be concise, straight to the point, no? Dapat straight to the point yung mga sagot mo. And then, what else? Hard skills. Now, these are the qualifications needed by a company, no? These are tangible skills because they're easily identified and measured through test and examination. Halimbawa, isang nag-a-apply for office administration, pwedeng mabigyan ng typing test niya, no? That will measure. Encoders will also go through a typing test. If you're going to apply as an encoder, yun, may typing test. This can be measured. These are the hard skills. Okay, for those IT IT students, information technology students, IT, sino ba yung tinawag ko kanina? Asa na ba siya? Si, who's an IT student here? You know, IT. Raise hand nga kung IT ka, information technology student ka. Graduating from IT. Sino dito yung graduate ng IT? Let me see. Raise hand. Aside from that student I called earlier, nawala yung pangalan niya. I can't remember. Or Paul June. Paul June. You're an IT student, right? Tama? Paul June. Paul June, are you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pag sinabi sa'yo, sige, I'll be throwing a question at you. What's the hexadecimal equivalent of 1100? Ano sagot? Dapat alam mo na yung sagot. Paul June. Hexadecimal equivalent of electronics.
Yes, sir.
Hindi ka information technology. But you went through binary hexadecimal training, right? The number systems.
Sir.
You did? Okay, what I'm trying to drive at is this, no? You can be going through those examinations, you went through these subjects. It is understood that you went through these subjects. You should remember them. What did you when you were in college? Okay, yeah, I went through that kind of examination before. Nakinuha ko yung subject na yun when I was in first year college, but it turned out na nandun pa rin siya. So they can be testing your hard skills also, no? Now, kaya very important that we are aware of this. And then, now the hard skills, remember this, no? The hard skills can get you through an interview, but more importantly are the soft skills, no? The 6 soft skills of people skills that companies seek in applicants. Okay? So number 1, honesty and diligence. See? And are you honest enough? No? Kasi alam nyo, dishonesty happens in companies. No? When does dishonesty happen in companies? Halimbawa, magta-time in ka sa isang kumpanya, tapos 89 mo yung iyong kaibigan. That's dishonesty. So very important that we are, nangyayari yan talaga sa mga company. Diligence. Are you really going to be very diligent at work? Okay, so when you went through all of those classes, no, kayo scholar ng bayan, it is expected that you've gone this far already. Okay, nakaabot na kayo dito sa level na ito. Fourth year or fifth year college na kayo. So very important that we have already developed these soft skills. Diligence, work ethics. Okay, work ethics, may kita mo yan. Kasi yung mga tao natutulog sa trabaho. Okay, when nobody is looking, kasama talaga yan dun sa integrity eh. When nobody is looking, what are you doing? Okay, so ito yung doing the right thing when nobody is looking. Work ethics, kailangan alam mo yan. Okay, you should really be reporting to work on time. You should be finishing your work on time as well. Ayan, so teamwork. Okay? Are you effective as a team player? O gusto mo, lagi ka lang solo? You should be working with a team. You are a company. You are an organization. Your output is important to another person. Okay? Just like another person's output is important to you. So you should be working well with other people. Okay? How do you see yourself as a team player? Okay? Do you thrive in group projects? So very important that we know this. Emotion intelligence, are we aware of this? Have you developed the emotion intelligence? Hindi pwedeng puro academic intelligence meron ka. Emotional intelligence, okay? Your ability to perceive, to react, to handle emotions. Meron ka na ba yan? Okay, when somebody is having difficulty at work, how do you respond to that? Okay, will you be of assistance to another colleague? Okay, or will you just watch another colleague fail? Is that how you go? How you respond to certain emotions? So you have to understand. You have to manage. Okay, you have to perceive well emotions. Huh? So have you developed this already? Baka puro academic intelligence, no? Hindi, you will not thrive in a work environment if you have not developed this. And then you should be self-motivated. Okay, in Philippines, meron niyang ano self-motivated. This is a very good trait of Filipinos May kusang palo. Okay, may kusang palo. Tapos, merong malasakit. Okay, that is a very Filipino quality. Okay, and we should be proud of that. Malasakit. It is not your job, but then you will have to do it because you really care for another person's welfare, right? And you should be self-motivated. Talagang hindi kailangan yung sasabihan ka pa. Okay, alam mo na dapat ang gagawin mo. Okay, sa isang trabaho. So those are some of the soft skills, no, na kailangan meron ka. Those will really get you the job. You should be a positive thinker. Okay, in situations, adversities, no, how do you react to that situation? Okay, adversities, how do you handle them? Because you can be experiencing a bad day at work. Okay, but then are you a positive thinker? Will you think ways by which you can still become productive at work? Okay, so these 6 soft skills or people skills, these are qualities that companies are seeking in applicants, and these can get you the job. Those soft skills, they are not written on your diplomas. Okay, hindi nakalagay yan sa diploma ninyo. Okay, but these are things that employers are looking for, and you can manifest them, of course, at work. Okay, so very, very important that we perform well at work. Kasi isa yan sa mga uncertainties natin kanina. Tatagal ka ba sa trabaho na yan? Well, if you possess these soft skills, then that is going to help you last long in whatever job you'll be assuming. Okay, so emotional maturity, the right mindset, exemplifying humility. Okay, you always have to exemplify humility because this means, okay, you can learn something new. Hindi yung medyo mayabang, hindi pwedeng mayabang tayo na alam mo na to, alam mo na yan. You should always be open to new learning. Okay, and learning becomes easier when there is humility. Yes, and some of you may not really be sure about what you're going to do next. You have to establish a clear path towards whatever career you're going to pursue. So very important that we are aware of this. Take note of detours as well. You can be finding yourselves in jobs not related to what you have finished in college, but you should also be open to this, especially in this pandemic. Kasi yun na nga, we really have to get employed. And you never know what's going to happen next to the college program that you will finish. The right attitude as well. Okay, so we should be adopting all of these things. And in summary, now we have to come up with our competitive resume. I already gave you tips on how you're going to prepare them. And then of course, the interview, you should be able to handle interviews, job interviews, and be more aware of the hard and the soft skills that you should have, okay, as you apply for these jobs. And I hope you can develop a certain level of emotional maturity so that you can thrive well in the workplace. So, in summary, you have to rise above the rest. Okay, so there will be many of you will be applying for certain jobs. So we look forward to all of you, of course, getting employed soon after graduation, so we can really achieve those goals that we have in life. So I hope this webinar was able to help you gain more ideas about ways by which you can prepare yourselves for those careers. So ayan, and at this point, I have to congratulate everybody. Okay, so our technology, College of Technology, okay, the engineering students, industrial technology students, IT students, okay, so congratulations. dahil malapit na ang graduation. So in a matter of 2 months, you're done with college education. So good luck, no? So join na lang muna tayo ng mga job fair na yan, especially what's going to happen on May 1. Okay, as organized by the Department of Labor and Employment. So ayan, you can look forward to this job. So looking forward to you being taxpayers as well. Okay, so that's about it. At this point, I have to thank again our guidance coordinator, Ma'am Julie Beltran. Thank you very much for helping us with this activity. And then also we have to thank everybody in Palampon Institute of Technology. Maraming salamat for assisting me in this webinar, and I hope I was able to somehow help everybody else. Mr. Gerald Cataraha, maraming salamat din po for assisting me in this activity. And we also have to thank, of course, Dr. Virginia Beltran, as well as, of course, our president, Dr. Olavides, and everybody else, our professors. Don't forget to thank your professors, no, before you leave Palumpon Institute of Technology. So that's about it once again. And Ma'am Aureliano, thank you very much also, no, for emceeing this activity. That's about it. Thank you once again, and God bless all of you. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, Seraphine, for those exceedingly informative info shared, all your insights will make a mark for these students in their future endeavors. Alright, so now let's now proceed to the open forum. So you can raise your hand, or if you are shy to ask questions, you can use our chat box. But please limit up to 3 questions, guys, if you have questions. How about
okay, so graduating college students.
Yeah.
Okay, graduating college students, if you have questions and any concerns out looking for a job, you should be throwing those questions now, huh? This is that time. We can only accommodate 3 questions because we don't have much time anymore. We have other things to attend to. Sige, throw those questions. Baka meron kayong gustong i-clarify. You can unmute your microphone, or you can chat questions on your chat boxes. We can attend jobs for these jobs.
Alright. Any questions, guys? None? So I guess okay. Steve, I believe, has raised a hand. Yes, Steve.
Hey, yes, good morning, ma'am. Ay, gusto lang ako clarification ba about sa katong resume. Katong format ato. Tagalog po, ma'am. Yung format po ng resume ba, kung okay lang ba yung madaming design, basta appropriate lang.
Oo, wag mong gagawing piyesta ang resume, ha? Okay, marami ang piyesta na tayo. Yeah, you have to come up with something more appropriate. You are going to graduate from tama? Mechanical engineering, Steve?
Yes, sir.
Steve, yes. Okay, if you're going to graduate from mechanical engineering, something related to mechanical engineering, yun ang parang lagay ng ganong klaseng design. Okay, you know what you're working with, di ba? You have these designs in mechanical engineering that you can make use of. Okay, incorporate these designs into your pero wag mo lang siyang gawing piyesta. Okay, na puro pa sobrang design. Try to make it simple. The simpler, the better. Okay, so that usually works. Pero don't just try to come kasi I'm sure you are googling sample resumes, di ba? Tapos may mga resume na mga pare-pareho yung itsura. Now, as an employer as well, I don't like seeing those resumes, no? Kasi they're just copying from lang yan eh. Try to be more creative. Kaya talagang pinaghahandaan yan because you're going to create your first an impression with your resume. That's your way by which you can really get a job. First step yan eh. Okay, the first thing that you will have to submit. So, wag lang. So, I hope that helped you. No, wag masyadong maarte yung resume. Try to make it simple, but try to make it yung pertinent doon sa ina-apply mo. Nakita mo kayo na yung sample resume, may pearls. Actually, yung application na yun, nag-a-apply siya sa isang company who is actually selling jewelry. Okay? Ayan, nag-a-apply siya sa isang company. Yeah. Kaya, ayan, since meron siyang training sa fashion design, meron training sa fashion design ng aplikante. Kasama kasi yung accessories sa fashion design. So, binagyan ng pearl. And she's applying to a company that's selling jewelry. Ayan. So, when you come up with your resume, kailangan talaga pertinente yung mga images na gagamitin mo. Okay, to enhance your resume. Pertinent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Very good question. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. We also have another question from Jerome. Yes, Jerome. Take it away.
Sir, ano ko ask sir ba about sa mong major sir? Imbes na mag-actual time sa mong major sir ba, masinsap sir. Nya ay na online naman tungod sa pandemic sir. Saan mo naman sir mo mag-experience mangita mo na nagtrabaho nga maka-experience sir.
Sir, can you understand Visayas, sir? Sir June?
Can you translate for me, Mama Aureliana?
Okay. Jerome, kindly repeat what you said. Kaya medyo paspas and nagputol-putol.
Yeah, about sa major sir ba? Na imbes na mag-actual time sir ba kay pandemic ba ron na online. Saan mo naman sir nga wa mi kay experience sir imbes actual ba lahi man ang kwan. Lahi man ang actual o online sir.
So,
paano yung actual examination?
Yung OJT daw po kasi nila ngayon, iba po noon kasi noon actual po. Tapos ngayon, online lang po daw. So paano daw po nila, ano po daw ang gagawin nila parang hindi naman daw katulad yung actual tsaka online.
Well, I'm not, Medyo Jerome, I'm not familiar with how you are conducting your on-the-job training right now, no? But somehow you should be able to compensate for the lack of actual training in whatever craft you got yourself into. Hindi ko alam how you're going to do that eh. Kaya lang, paano ba yung actual training dito? How do we compensate for that, Ma'am Julie? That is actually a concern of a student kasi siguro ang concern nito is more on the curriculum that we have implemented. Paano daw, siguro what he is, siguro ang fear ni Jerome is what if he is tested on something for which he did not experience an actual training on. Sino hindi ko kasi masasagot yan. Paano yun? How do we compensate for that?
Hervilius is raising his hand, Ms. Bisami.
Now, because we opt for the online because we cannot immerse the students because we are ensuring their safety. So siguro po yung tanong ni Jerome is parang natatakot nga po siya na baka pag nagtrabaho siya hanap.
Ms. Bisami, Sir Villias is raising his hand. The faculty, sir. The faculty support. I think he has an answer.
Yes,
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, student. Thank you for this opportunity to have you this morning. By the way, in that particular question, no, based sa mo adiri na, sir, you can understand Bisaya mix. Tagalogin ko na lang.
Sige.
Okay. Yung kasi sir, since we're about to solve that problem, no? For you, my dear student, even though medyo nalanganin kayo sa ganitong pangyayari, no? Unexpected kasi to. Ano na lang, as what I've heard from those
Putol-putol ka, sir.
from those industry, no, na nagiging OJT ano natin, facility, they are anticipating na those student na mag-a-apply sa kanila, no, they will be a ano, having a program, a sort of short program na ina-anticipate nila yung mga bata na galing sa atin na hindi sila yung mga student na nagka-undergo ng actual training talaga. So, they will take time, they will give time to have the training prior na mag-undergo sila ng actual na trabaho. Bali, parang probationary na period ba? Yun. Kasi, alam naman natin lahat na hindi lang isa yung apektado nito. Therefore, different industry, even a small industry or a company, problema natin lahat yon. So, ang masabi ko lang na we have to face the new normal, no? Considering na unexpected talaga yung nangyari ngayon. So, ano na lang, be responsible na lang pag nandun na kayo. Tapos, open-minded tayo lahat. And then, kung anong gusto nating mangyari, anong gustong magawa, upon interview pa lang, kasi yun ang first step para makapasok tayo sa company, sabihin mo lahat, honestly, kung anong gusto mong at ano yung experience mo nang nandito ka pa sa school. Yun lang, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that, sir. Okay, so ayan. Siguro what your professor said earlier is you should be able to handle that na lang through the interview. Okay, kasi we cannot lie. Diba sabi natin, honesty, very important yan. Now, one of the skills that they will be looking for. So, what you can do siguro, Jerome, is you can tell the interviewer that, well, we did not go through the actual training because of the pandemic. We went through the online training, however, and we are, however, equipped with ways by which we can execute, okay, whatever is required of us through that online training. Okay, so I hope that I'll be through your training, through the training that you'll be providing, I'll be able to learn as much so I can be an asset to your company. So it's a matter of you being able to handle that question, that requirement, and so try to come up again with a craft, an answer. No, so kailangan isulat niyo talaga o i-type niyo yung mga pwede niyo how you're going to respond to that. Do not lie, but tell and assure the interviewer that you can still handle the job because you are a fast learner and the mere fact that you are a scholar ng bayan. Di ba? That's how I would handle it. Okay, baka meron pa tayong question, Mama Arellano?
All right, any other questions?
Jerville has, I think.
Yes. Yes, sir, Gerald, you have a question?
Good morning.
Spina, raise a hand. Joseph Spina.
Joseph. I would like to add, ma'am, regarding the problem of Jerome. I really understand that it's really a plus point, especially if you're going to apply for a job and taking or going through on-the-job training. However, I guess it's enough to say, to justify that the 3-year course that you have before the on-the-job training would suffice the learning that you have when you are already in the actual work, and perhaps it could suffice a bit of the employer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, do you have anything to add, Sir June? We can go to our next student who wants to ask a question. We have Joseph Espina. Yes.
Joseph.
Hello po, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning everyone. Tanong ko lang po, sir, kung yung sabi ni Sir Wendell kanina, yung may program yung may doon sa dapat sanang napag-uutihan namin, pagkatapos po ba nito, pwede po ba kami i-endorse ng PIT para doon kami makapagsimula ng panibago? Yung para maka-training po kami doon po ba? Sana doon sa maka-actual kami na training kasi kung sa sitwasyon po namin ngayon, medyo alanganin po talaga kung mag-a-apply ng walang experience. Kasi alam mo naman standard dito sa Pinas, yung experience yung pinakamahalaga na sa amin wala.
I think sa akin maybe Sir Gerald can add something to this, no? But remember this, Joseph, there will always be companies who will be looking for applicants without experience. I've explained this earlier, no? Kasi minsan, may mga companies na, when you work with them, you learn something which is unnecessary, okay, which is not right. Then you work for another company, what's going to happen, okay, from na nakuha mo from another company. Kaya there are certain companies, there will always be companies that will be looking for fresh graduates. Okay, so don't think na lahat ng companies will be looking for those with experience. No, ngayon at this time there are companies that will look for those without any experience. Yung fresh, yung talagang bago pa lang sila mag-a-apply, no, there will always be those companies now. So don't be afraid of that, no, na wala kayong experience. Pero if you're concerned about your skills, no, skills that you have a training, then that is I think what Sir Wendell addressed earlier, no, when Jerome asked that question, similar question kanina, how you're going to be able to how are you going to land into a job for which you did not go through actual training. So you just handle it through the interview because sabi nga ni Sir Wendell kanina, they know naman that you did not go through actual training because of this pandemic, and they must have this, they must be this training period wherein they will expose you to the actual work involved, wherein you will be trained to go through it, huh? So don't be afraid of that there will be jobs na lahat kailangan may experience, hindi laging ganon. Okay? And employers also understand that some students did not go through actual training because of the pandemic, and they must be equipped with ways by which they have this training first prior to assuming the actual job.
Okay po. Thank you po, sir, sa pagsagot.
You're welcome, Joseph. Thank you very much also.
Hello.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Jun, for that idea. No, and with the, I understand the problem that our graduating students are facing right now. No, most especially in terms of applying because of lack of experience. The question of Espina, he wanted to raise if we can endorse them to certain companies. Perhaps not the right term for now to endorse, but the Public Employment Service Office would try to help these graduating students, since as mentioned by Sir June a while ago, that this coming May 1 to 3 we will be having the virtual job fair in coordination with Dole and in partnership with the Job Street. PIT PESO has joined the virtual job fair. Actually, as an employer, we have joined. So we will try to help these graduating students. We are going to give the link for this application, the virtual job fair. Siguro there are thousands of jobs opportunities for the graduating students. So pwede na mo pili dito, and sige lang, there are thousands. So pwede na mo pili kung naay part nga dili sila mo dawat wala experience. So perhaps you could look for another. So in job man ko na right, Sir June, it's a trial and error, ma'am po. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Gerald.
All right, so that's a great news for you students. So there is an upcoming job fair by the eye. So There is no problem with that. All right, any other hand raisers? In five, four, three,
Hello,
two.
ma'am.
Oh, kaapat si sir.
Add na lang ko, ma'am,
Yes,
para
sir.
in addition for that, no, as a
Si
motivation,
Sir Wendell.
sa ato atanan, no, especially for you guys, graduating student, ingani na lang. Tagata mo og example, no, as of now in Mitsubishi, especially those automotive student na yung pag-OJT na is nakat. Ngayon ay pinapabalik nila yung mga OJTs natin para makaka-retract sa kanilang OJT. So maybe we don't have to think negative na lang, no? We have to think positive sa lahat ng bagay. Kasi lang, ang strength lang natin dito at saka yung faith yung dapat nating paghugutan. Kasi lahat ng bagay may paraan yan. Yun lang. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Sama-sama nating lutasin tong problema na to. Kaka-graduate din kayo. Salamat, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you for that motivation, sir. Keep that fire burning, kuno guys. Laban lang daw ta. Alright, thank you. Sir, any add-on, sir? Sir June, before we end?
Okay. Before we end this activity, well, I have to thank everybody, okay, for participating in this webinar. And you have very valid questions. And, well, thank you very much for throwing those questions. But I look forward to all of you, no? More than 18 years old na, legal age na kayo, tama? Okay, and you'll be voting very soon. Now, college students, remember this, no? One of the things that will eventually happen, of course, you will be replacing all of us, right? You'll be replacing all of us, and we look forward to you being able to make the right decisions, good decisions, not only for yourselves, but also for your families, for your communities, for this country. Okay, and I hope through those jobs that you'll be applying for, you'll be able to realize your potentials. You'll be happy. I hope you'll be pursuing those careers that you really will be happy with. Okay, because we don't want to be frustrated. We don't want to go through a lifetime of regret. And I hope that you have made the right choices as regards those jobs. You've already reached this level. No, it may be, for some of you, it may be too late to shift to another job, but that can happen. Okay, that can happen. Remember, I finished computer science, I finished management and industrial engineering, but I am now a speaker. I'm an editor-in-chief as well. Okay, you may be landing into these jobs that you did not plan for, but maybe because the Lord led you to it. Okay, always listen, okay, to what the Lord or what God wants you to accomplish in this lifetime. He will guide you to the right jobs as well. Let's not forget that divine intervention. And always remember that despite this pandemic, despite the difficulties, okay, somehow the Lord will make a way for everybody. Okay, we understand that already. Kaya always have faith in the Lord whenever you have difficulties. I'm sure you have a lot of concerns right now, but the Lord will always make a way for you. So let's remember that, huh? So make the right choices, not only for yourselves, for your country, and always listen to what the Lord always is telling you. Listen very well. That's about it. Thank you very much for this opportunity of sharing with you, graduating college students. God bless you.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to
Thank
Sir
you so
Schubert.
much. I agree. All right. So thank you, Sir Seraphine.
Okay.
All right. I agree with Sir June that of course we have to put God first, no, guys, so that all our endeavors will succeed. All right. So now I have a few reminders before we end our session this morning. Evaluation forms will be sent by your respective facilitators, and certificates will be given after you submit the evaluation form. So take note, guys, students, that you will not receive your certificates Once you did not finish the session, and as well as if you did not fill out the evaluation form. Okay, klaro raha. So, no evaluation form, no attendance, no certificate. Okay, so guys, that ends our morning session. On behalf of the whole organizing team, thank you for giving us your time despite your busy schedules. Once again, it's been a pleasure to be one of your hosts, to be your host for this program. Thank you for attending. May God bless you in your journey to excellence. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, guys.
Good job, Sir June.
Ay, nag-take note ko.
Yes.
Sir John, nag-take note ba ako sa imong ipag-isulti?
Ah,
Naging mo. Miss you, miss you.
really? I do miss you already. God bless you, graduating college students. Take care. Okay, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Sir June.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Beltran. God bless you.
Thank you.
See you
God
this
bless.
afternoon again.
See you this afternoon.
See you this afternoon. See you at 1 o'clock. God bless you. Thank you.
You let's have a photo op. Girl, let's have a Miss Visami, can we have the
Yes, ma'am.
Sige.
Documentation, ma'am.
Ako.
Hi, okay, let's have a...
We're still around.
Sige.
Let's have a photo of saan si Sir Jubert?
Sige. For those who can turn on your cameras, guys, kindly turn on your camera.
My dear student.
Students.
Ayan. Hello.
Ma'am Julie, Sir Jarrell, Sir Wendell, kindly
Yes,
turn
ma'am.
on your cam.
Oo, nauna, ma'am.
Nauna di ay.
Yes, ma'am.
Late lang di ako.
Take a picture, guys. One, two.
Okay. Ay, sir. Okay. So, thank you guys again. See you this afternoon, guys. Ma'am Jules and Sir June.
See you later. God bless you. Bye-bye po.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Happy
Thank
lunch.
you. Okay. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Namo po yung instruction nito. Palibog lang po sa ano. Sa editing, sa computer, nagpaano po. Ito ang DC, ba't mo nag-DC na ito, usahay, mabot lang ito sa pikas, kaya mawara na ito pa. Palibog ka na ito. Naman tayo ko na i-pull up mo lang ang instruction. So, sa man, discuss na karoon, magagawa po ikuan. Tiwasan lang yung trabaho na. Mangita ko sa inyong output para kumaan. Sa inyong drawing karoon na. Isa, tugma. Buntag. Sayang mo kayo inyong oras. But anyway, alam mo ko record natin yung kuan. Recorded pa sila to, inaabot silang panagpungutan na pag nanganay ka simple na itong kuwan, na ito ang klase. The record din kung pinsa very active na student, kaya kusog kayo mong kuwan. Na ako pa, di ko lang musin, tapos wala di kuwan. Attendance sabi? On, palugod na kuwan. On ang camera. Ha? Pinsa? Oh, pwede ba sundan lang kadiyot na atong ipon? Ano mo sa GC na may chat man? Ano di ba sa kasunod? Sige, kuwan lang. Screenshot ng po rin ha, tapos isend sa GC, i-upload po siya dito. Okay na? Open camera rin, may magpasa sa attendance. Sabi na John na muna magagna sa langok. Asam na gana kita. Gana na, magaling din si Ito. Silingan dahil mo liha paro. Balik mo kamera. Kanang baro, pinto ko, ikuan kita. Para makita mo doon. Sige. Napatay ko ano. Para makasubot naman sa inyong trabaho. Joanna! Sigahan na lang yung mata, Joanna. Okay, sigahan suga. Sige. 1. Ayun na. Ano man? Okay pa nasa gadiyo, tayo na picture ko. Ayun tayo, sige na, ayun. Ayun na, sige na. Baro, sige na, ikuan baro. Tapat ko, ikit ko na. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay na. Salamat. Semua lang to ha. Ako trabaho ninyo. Okay, sige. Okay, salamat kayo sa oras. Ina sila nga ayaw mo kumpiyansa. Kaya recorded na na itong mga kontra activity. Kasi may buwangan sila po sa lingkad o tanong. Ha? Okay, thank you. Wala mong dili kami out. Ato na niyang dagong piluoy kayo na niyang goal. Sige, salamat. I-send ko na sa DC ng inyong captured nga video. O kapit ka na kuhan pa, picture para kuhan. Nakapod tayo, makapita ko sila kasi ba tayo mga kuhan. Naingan nyo sila.